Hello, my name is Jennifer Davenport. I am an interior designer, an educator, and a store owner. And in today's video, I'm going to teach you the 8 steps to decorating a Christmas tree like a designer. So stay tuned. Now, before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the channel and follow me on Instagram at Jennifer Decorates. Now, I know when you see a tree fully decorated, the thought of trying to copy that seems overwhelming. So that's why I'm going to break it down to 8 steps to make it really easy for you. So let's get started. Step number 1 is fluff your tree. Now, I know that seems so simple, but I promise it makes such a difference. Now, let me give you a tip. When I'm decorating trees, I wear an apron. One, to keep all the stuff off my clothes, but the second thing is I get an apron with pockets so that I can keep ornament hooks, scissors, and everything I need right there so I'm not constantly looking for my items. All right, let's get this tree fluffed. Step number 2 is your lights. Now, I don't care what price point you pay for trees. It never fails. Year 2 or 3, you get it out of the box and you have lights that don't work. That's the case with my tree. But I found these lights. They are called cluster fairy lights. They are beautiful. They are LED lights on a movable wire. And the really cool thing about these is you can time them. They will turn on for 8 hours and turn off in 8 hours, turn on exactly the same time the next day. These are just going to add another layer of lighting to my tree and look amazing. I will put a link in the description of my video so you can purchase these as well. Here's how I'm going to place them on the tree. I'm not going to do the edges. I'm actually going to weave it in and out and in and out. I got 3 boxes of these so that my tree will be super bright. I love how thin the wire is and can move around the little branches. And the other thing that makes these lights so wonderful, if one light goes out, your entire strand will still stay lit. One more thing about these great lights, they are 20 feet long. So if you have a 7-foot tree, you're going to only need 2 boxes. And if you have a 9-foot tree like I have, you're going to need 3 boxes. Number 3. If you want to add a little more light to your tree, or maybe you've got some areas that need to be filled in, purchase these inexpensive glitter ornaments. They're plastic, and you're going to take and put them all the way into the tree and hook them with an ornament hook and do that all the way from the top to the bottom, and it'll reflect a lot of light. But I'm not going to do that because I think my fairy lights are going to do the trick. Number 4, if you want to add some garland, now's the time to do it. I chose some beautiful natural colored wood garland. I think it's going to be beautiful on the tree. Step 5, it's time to add your ribbon. Let me show you how I store my ribbon. Ribbon's expensive. I want it to last a few years. I will put tissue paper in between each flute and store it away in the box, and the only thing that goes in that box is my ribbon. All right, let's get some ribbon on this tree. Here's how I'm going to add ribbon to the tree. Cut a piece about 36 inches, and you're going to fold it in half and make a loop, and then get some floral wire and wire that loop tight. And now you're going to put it on your tree. And here's the thing, don't wire it just to the end of the branch. That's not going to look good. I want you to come in a little bit to the tree and wire it in. And then I've already cut my tails at an angle. Bring your tails down And then take that loop and kind of lay it down, and that is it. Now here is an easy way to get your ribbon dispersed around your tree evenly, and that is what I call the diamond method. I'm going to put a bow here, one here, and one there, and I'm going to continue that pattern all the way around the tree, and it's a wonderful formula to have your ribbon dispersed on your tree evenly. All right, I'm going to get the rest of this ribbon on the tree. Here's a way to kind of change it up just a little, still creating that one loop, but if you leave one tail really long and put some floral wire around it, then bring it up into the next branch, you're creating another loop and a shorter tail. It's just a different way to change it up. Now I'm going to put the tree topper on. My daughter came up with this idea. If you can't reach the top of your tree, put the topper on the tree before you put the tree together. I thought that was pretty smart. Here's how I made my topper. So I made a bow with 4 loops, and I have a video on that. I'll put a link in the description of this video, but I made 3 of them. And the reason I did that is because I'm going to put them all 3 around the top of the tree, and it will look like one continuous bow. The next ribbon I'm going to add is new this year to my tree. I found it at market, very thin, about 1/2 inch. I'm going to do this in a waterfall effect, but the beads on this ribbon are really going to catch the light. For this ribbon, I'm not actually using floral wire. I'm just using the branches of the tree, the ones that are closest to the middle that are easy to bend. Step number 6 is adding picks and stems to your tree. Now, I like to add another type of greenery to give a little bit of depth to the tree, and then I'm always going to want to add stems that have a little bit of bling. A lot of times, I'll get a big stem and I'm going to snip different small pieces because there's no sense in wasting a lot of stem too far into the tree. So I'm going to first start to look at holes that are in the tree, and I'm going to put the stem in there. Now sometimes I'll put it straight in, but sometimes I'll kind of angle it up so it'll cover more area of the tree. That easy. When you're putting the stems into your tree, don't go even with your tree. Make them stick out just a little bit farther than the actual branches. And that's what makes your tree have so many different layers, and it just makes the tree look more full and more elegant. Step number 7 is time to add the ornaments. The first ones I'm going to add are these beautiful gold stars that have little mirrors in them. They're going to really let the light pop off of them and look stunning. Now I'm going to add the rest of my ornaments, and I'm going to start with the biggest ones first, medium, and then small. Great piece of advice. If you want really good Christmas ornaments, shop at the end of the year and use them for next year. And when you open up that box, you'll be surprised, because I promise you, you'll forget you even bought them for yourself. Now, when you're adding ornaments to a tree, I like to use a hook and not a string for most of my ornaments, especially round ones, so that they look like they're growing off the tree. And then sometimes when I do put it on a branch, I'm going to pull that branch down a little bit so it hides the top of that ornament and really looks like it's nestled into the tree. If you get large glass ornaments, I really recommend, especially if they're ones you spend a lot of money on, take that tip off the top, hot glue it on, because I've had times where that top fell off and the ornament crashed and broke. So glue those tops on. The last step is to add these droplets. If you want to take a tree over the top, droplets is the way to do it. Don't cut these strings off because they're fish wire and they don't show, but this is going to make this tree look absolutely stunning. All right, that's the 8 steps to decorating a tree like a designer. I'll put some links in the description of this video for some of the items that I used in this Christmas tree. And I'll see you in the next video.